Good morning, Lancaster. We are back. Hello, welcome. If you've seen a Good Morning Lancaster before, you'll know that we normally have two presenters, but Freshers Flu has struck the LA1 TV team, so I'm afraid you just got me today. But don't worry, we've got some guests on. It's not just going to be me blurting at you for the next 20 minutes or so. First of all, let's get some headlines. So, the big news this summer, of course, is that teaching hours will be extended until 7 p.m. And this is because student numbers have increased, whereas teaching spaces haven't. So this has caused a lot of controversy, especially as people are concerned about people who are particularly vulnerable, who have commitments, obviously outside the normal 9 to 5 days. So the Students' Union have been working hard to try and get the university to listen to those concerns, and we'll be talking about that in more detail a bit later on. On a brighter note, to ease your worries from having a lecture that late, the Central Shop has Krispy Kreme donuts. Great news there. And finally, we had Freshers Fair yesterday, which was a massive success. And how about we bring on our first guest to talk all about that. So, from the Students' Union, we have Vice President for Campaigns and Communications, Isla, and Vice President for Education, Ian Meeks. Let's welcome them on. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Ugh. Welcome to GML.
Thank you very much.
So, first of all, we just want to find out, because there's going to be some people who are new to the university, who are looking forward to the years ahead.
I wish that was me.
Well, can you tell them, first of all, because you're representatives of the Student Union, what the Student Union does?
Where to begin?
Well, there's a lot that the Students' Union does do.
I think the Students' Union does more than what people realise we actually do. I think we always get the blame for the stuff that happens, which isn't our fault, like the spine. Nothing to do with us, but people are blaming us. But do you want to start?
Yeah, so I think one of the big things of sports and societies, make sure that all the exec and the students are being looked after there, and that they have the funding to do what they want to do.
There's more like commercial things like the Sugar House, that's all us. Central, LU Living, that's all through us. What else? We've got an advice team for free advice for all sorts of things, so like academic, financial advice, all that sort of help.
Yeah. We have the lovely academic rep system,
yes.
Which I'll be doing a lot with this year.
Yeah.
And anyone can be an academic rep, be part of a community of 450, shaping education.
Farmers Market, which is in Alex Square every Thursday, so that's on today, despite it being a Friday because it's on extra this week. That's all done by the Students' Union. Yeah. What else do we do?
There's so much. Green Lancaster.
Yeah, that's all. The list is endless, basically. We do a lot.
I was like, oh, I've only Yeah, so basically you do loads as Students' Union. What do you do for your portfolio? So if we start with Ian, as VP Education, what's your role?
Yeah, so to start with, I mentioned the academic rep system. So I take the political lead on that, making sure that I'm taking the voice of academic reps to the big meetings and making sure that that people are really getting involved with that. Otherwise, in terms of sort of education, anything to do with the lecture spaces, anything to do with module design, that's sort of my remit. I go to a big meeting called Senate as well, which is a great place for both students and staff to voice their concerns to management. Yeah,
brilliant. And I'll just say I'm a big advocate of the academic rep system, having been like all the reps you can be last year. It's a great thing to do, isn't it?
It's absolutely brilliant. Nominations will be happening next week. All you have to do is email your department.
Brilliant. And yeah, if you've got problems, it's better to actually be in a position to do something about it than just have to sit around and moan about it. So yeah, it's great. Put yourself forward for that if you want to. So Isla, your role.
So it's kind of split in two parts. So the campaigns part, there's like kind of a couple of main things I'm working on for the year. Something that I'm just launching called Bike Club. So I'm doing a campaign based around cooking for the year, getting students cooking and more confident in the kitchen. And then another campaign I'm running is called How to Student. So it's going to be a series of videos, kind of just giving students kind of Lancaster specific advice that you could find the answer online, but it's all wordy and chunks of text. It's not very user friendly. So breaking that down into more easy to understand information. And then the communications part, I look after the student media, so LA1, Bellrig, Take Two and Scan, I kind of look after them, plus all the college communications officers and the JCRs. So that's kind of the two halves of my role.
Brilliant. So you've told us about Bike Club.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any, can you tease us any of the kind of big campaigns you're thinking of doing this year?
So for next week actually in Alex Square, I'm going to have this guy from University Catering doing a cooking demo. So he's going to show everyone how to make, I think it's a Mexican rice dish.
Nice.
Show everyone how to make that. You get tasters and then go home with a recipe card and you can try cooking at home. So that'll be in Alex Square next week. So we'll be putting that on social media soon.
Awesome, brilliant. Now, I mentioned at the top of the show a bit about timetable extensions. Yes, and I'm sure you're sick of talking about it now, which is fair enough because we're all sick of the fact it's happening, basically. So, do you have any updates on what's going on with this, or has, we obviously had the protest at the open day, which seemed to be quite a success, getting the word out, have you been listened to at all by university management? Has there been any kind of shift or recognition of the concerns that have been put forward?
Well, there is some mitigation starting to come into effect now. So those with care and responsibilities, making sure that staff and students as well who do have caring. Like for example, I think the kindergarten on campus has been extended in terms of hours. There is now a timetable working group in which 3 of the FTOs sit on. So we're continuously voicing students there, making
they
sure
meet like
that
monthly-ish, I think.
Monthly, yeah.
I think so, yeah. So it's quite like regular meetings. Okay. So there's only been 1 or 2 of those so
There's
far.
been one so far. And I think it's in the next week or so is the next one.
Okay. So it's still ongoing.
Yeah,
of course.
Things are happening,
Definitely.
It was because it came to us at such a bad time of the year because obviously the timetables were already set. Nothing was going to be able to change this year. But I think the main thing that we've kind of shaken the university about was they probably thought we might sit back and not really do anything, but they see that we're willing to stand up for students. So they know that we're going to continue that going forward.
You've definitely been working hard for that, so I'm sure the students appreciate what you've been doing. If people are affected by the timetable, what can they do? So especially, because what I've been saying, part of the discussion about this, is that say if I had one at 6 to 7, it wouldn't really affect me that much. It'd be a bit annoying, but I could deal with it. But the people who will be seriously affected by it, if they have one, what can they do? Who can they turn to? Is there anyone they can come to in the Students' Union to help them out and get advice of what's going on there? Really?
Yeah, I mean, they can come to our brilliant advice team who give free, impartial advice, and they're a great team, they're fully credited. But I would say go to the department because a lot of the big lectures that were affected are actually double taught. So the same lecturer will teach 2 cohorts, the same lecture. So they might be able to move a particular student around who is affected by some of these issues. So I would say, email the department's first point of call.
Okay.
I just kind of, it's good for the department to hear it because if everyone kind of sits back and just gets annoyed themselves, like they're not as, they might just think, oh, it's okay, everyone's coping fine. But if everyone's coming forward, like this is my issues, this is what's happening, it's more likely stuff will change.
We can only do like a small amount.
But,
with the student voice and how powerful students can be, especially with something like this, is going to have such a huge benefit.
Brilliant. Okay, so if you are affected, then do make sure you speak out. Don't suffer in silence. Okay, so is there anything exciting, because I want to end this part on a positive note, any exciting events or things you've got coming up as a union over the next year that you want to shout about now?
Oh, there's a lot of juicy stuff going on.
Can you tell us?
So one of the things that I've been working on in particular is something called the Black Attainment Gap, where students from a black background are less likely to get first or 2-1, which is, to me is ridiculous. So I'm holding an event as part of Black History Month, October 17th, Val Common Room 2 till 4, just to put a bit of a plug in which any student or staff who are really committed to working on anything to do with BME, that they can come along, network and talk to each other, and hopefully off the back of that be able to gather a group together to help push the university and make sure that to start to look at it.
Sounds awesome. Yeah.
I know Emily's working on a big Movember campaign coming up for obviously November. So Emily's VP Welfare and Community. So she's got a few events getting planned for that at the moment. I know Toby's already started to think about Roses for next year, even though it's away. He's working on like doing more stuff that's in Lancaster. So I think because when Rose is away in York, Lancaster's kind of a dead hub where there's still people around that aren't able to travel to York, so he's working on making that atmosphere a lot better here. Matty's got, like, the elections are coming up for the PG board, and then later in the term, the JCR elections coming up, so he's working on that. And Rhiannon's here, there and everywhere working on 20 different things at once. I know cost of living is one of her big things that she's working on for the year.
Postgraduates as well.
Yeah.
Make sure the postgraduates are being listened to.
Yeah.
by both the university and by ourselves
Definitely.
as well.
That's two of her big things, so she's working away on those.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming on today.
Thank
I know
you
you
for
must
having
be
us.
exhausted after this welcome
This is
week.
my 12th day working in a row, so I'm looking forward to having tomorrow off.
You need to sleep.
I do.
think. So thank you ever so much. And now we're going to look at something you mentioned, Take Two Cinema. They have a cracking lineup for us this term, so let's take a look at what they've got in store for us.
Take Two Cinema has a cracking lineup for us this term, starting with Pixar's latest offering, Incredibles 2. Week 2 brings us the origin story of an iconic character in Solo, a Star Wars story. Prepare for Halloween with horror Hereditary in Week 3. If sweary pansexual superheroes are more your thing, you're in luck. Deadpool 2 is showing in Week 4. In Week 5, Ocean's 8 proves that the work of 11 men can be done by just 8 women, and in heels. Who let the dinosaurs out? Again. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom provides the answer in Week 6. Size doesn't matter, as Ant-Man and the Wasp will demonstrate in Week 7. Warm up in Week 8 by pretending you're dancing on a Greek island like the lucky all-star cast of Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. And rounding off the term in Week 9, look out! Spider-Man's nemesis has his own film. It's Venom. The cinema can be found in Bowling, Maine and is open Friday to Monday each week. Tickets cost £4 or £3 with a purple card. For more information, search Take Two Lancaster on Facebook.
Some brilliant films there, so if you want to find out more, search Take Two Lancaster on Facebook and you'll find all the details there. So next up today, we have another guest joining me on the sofa. Here we have Holly Robson. Thank you very much for coming today. Now, you're here to tell us all about this epic trek that you're going to be doing. So I'll leave it to you. Introduce them. What are you doing?
So I'm working with Choose a Challenge, and it's always been a dream of mine to trek Machu Picchu, and so they've given me an opportunity to be a challenge leader for Lancaster University in order to do a charity expedition to Machu Picchu next September, so summer 2020. Well,
2019?
19? Oh my gosh, adding a year on there.
Who knows? Who's the Prime Minister?
And we're working with Action Against Hunger because we believe no child should go hungry. So it is something that's close to my heart, and I feel like it's something that a lot of people at Lancaster University could be involved in and should be involved in. So it is a fundraising based project, so it would be throughout the whole year, and obviously as challenge leader I'd be there to help my team, which I'm hoping to get a team of 8 to 12 students to go with me.
So what are the logistics of it? So you mentioned fundraising. Do they have to raise a certain amount before you go, or how does that work?
Yes, we'll all have our individual fundraising targets, and from that we'll have support and guidance not only from Choose a Challenge but also Action Against Hunger, so regular workshops, and then there'll be me, who I'll go to separate meetings myself in order to help my team as much as possible. But based off the fundraising target, it will be money towards the trip and money towards the charity, and all of that together. But for more information on that, there is a information meeting on Tuesday the 16th of October in the physics room C36, and there's one at 1 p.m. and another at 5 p.m, but each lasts about 40 minutes. So.
Okay, brilliant. And we'll mention that again in a minute.
Yeah.
Just to get it really out there.
Get it in there.
But what can you tell me about the trek itself? So do you know how long how long you plan to go out there, where exactly you'll be going?
Well, we fly into Lima. It will be a 10-day trip overall. The hike, it depends. The overall itinerary is planned by ourselves. So we'll be working with Choose a Challenge to see what suits us all as a group, depending on our size as well.
Yeah.
But it will be us exploring Peru and being able to trek and make the most of it, and hopefully catch a sunrise over Machu Picchu, which would be an absolute dream. So
that sounds amazing. No, I want to go.
you can come with us.
I'd be awful. I'd walk for like 10 minutes and be like, tired now.
It's incentive. I'm hoping to
Yeah.
get there and be as fit as I have ever been before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Are there any restrictions on who can take part, or is it just open to anyone?
no, it is open to anyone. Hopefully those at Lancaster University and our students.
Yeah.
But whoever is willing to put the time and effort in to be part of this team and to be devoted to fundraising for this charity, they're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to see a lot of people interested. And
Yeah. So just, are there any kind of particular time commitments they've got going up to it? So if people are quite busy but want to take part, they can still do that?
yeah, no, those who are busy and taking part will obviously make a fundraising plan around their schedule in order to suit them. And as challenge leader as well, I'll be more than willing to help suffice for their needs when they're not able to do so.
Yeah.
So overall, I feel like anyone, even those with busy schedules, can find time.
Yeah.
When you put it into perspective, even if you do one bake sale a week, it will raise those funds as fast as you could ever hope for.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be buying all the cake.
Yes, I hope so.
I mean, it sounds amazing. Is there anything else you want to tell us about it?
No,
To be
just
honest,
that-
you sold it to me. So.
I mean, it's a wonder of the world, isn't
Yeah.
it? And personally, my reason for doing this is I want to finish my third year and graduate in the summer and then finish everything off with a bang. And I just feel like doing something like this is rewarding and also a lifelong memory. And I'm also hoping to raise a team of fellow students and hopefully lifelong friends, because it is something that you go through together and you work that hard to do something so special. It stays in your memory forever. So
Definitely. Well, it sounds amazing. So the information
yes,
is Tuesday, 16th of October, 2 talks, one at 1 o'clock, one at 5 p.m. So that's both in the evening, not 1 a.m. in the morning. So don't worry about that. Physics C36. So we'll put that on our social media as well. Are there any social media they can find out?
Yes, there is a event on Facebook already, and it is just the Machu Picchu Trek Lancaster University Information Talk.
Okay.
So you'll find that it should be shared quite a lot throughout the week until Tuesday, the 16th of October.
Brilliant. So yeah, if you want to find out more, then definitely go to that or get in touch, ask any questions you want, and it sounds amazing.
Thank you. I'm really, really hoping it's going to be an amazing thing. So
I'm sure it will. Well, best of luck with it.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully we can have you back on at some point, talk about how things are going, and
yes,
yeah,
I'd love that.
tell us
Thank
about
you.
those bake sales.
Yes,
I
of
will
course.
be there.
Keep you informed.
Thank you. I have a secret line to the cake. Okay, thank you very much. So before we go today, some more upcoming events, and I'm going to consult my piece of paper that tells me when they are. So first of all, it's TBC tonight on campus. So this is a big event where all the college bars will be open, and this year the theme is countries. So each bar will have a different country theme. So that starts at 7 and the bars close at different times depending on which bar you want to go to. So check out all the social media, the Students' Union page, Campus Live, things like that, to find out more about that. Should be a good night, but I mean, you might be tired after this welcome week. If you're interested in joining a sports team, then the trials, they will be starting today and going through till Sunday. So again, check out the LUSU website and their social media to find out exactly when the sport you're interested in is having their trials. And if Freshers Week has worn you out, as it has most of us, that's why people in the studio are barely here today, Lancaster Arts, they've got you covered. So on Sunday, they've got their refresher event. That's 3 till 6 in the Great Hall Complex. There's going to be live music and performances and free tea, coffee and cake. So sounds good to me. But on Tuesday, it's the big one. Tuesday, we have the Student Media Summit. I can't even say it. I've said it so many times at the Freshers' Fair yesterday that I've forgotten how to say words. Student Media Summit is when all 4 of us, LA1 TV, Bailrig FM, Scan Newspaper and Take 2 Cinema will be there. We'll give a little talk about what we do, and then we'll show you around our spaces and our headquarters if you can give it such a grand word. So if you're interested in student media, come along, see what you think. You don't have to commit to anything, so don't worry about that. You can just check it out. So that's Tuesday from 7 till 8 p.m. in Bowland Main Lecture Theatre, which is the Take Two Cinema. So come along, check us out on there. So that's it for this week. Hopefully we'll see you again next week. Thank you very much for watching and have a good weekend after a busy welcome week. Bye.